Welcome to WrestleMania! What happens here becomes legendary.
WrestleMania from Las Vegas. Individual event tickets on sale now.
Hey, Nevada residents, show your UFC fandom and get your own UFC specialty license plate for your vehicle or motorcycle with a portion of proceeds benefiting the UFC Foundation. Please visit your local Nevada DMV or go online at dmvnv.com today. UFC thanks you for your support.
If Pyros and Crips
What UFC did is just unbelievable. They've brought us the best grapplers in the world.
There's a tap, it is done.
I cannot believe what we just witnessed. That is locked in and he gets the tap.
How good was that?
Insane.
It's a lion's den full of killers.
UFC Fight Pass, step into our world.
The Butcher lands a big one.
Now we saw
Quinones needs to land a big one here.
Oh! What an answer! What an answer! Quinones defends the title!
We definitely got to run it back again.
It's the rematch that we have all been waiting for. Quinones and the Butcher.
They're going to slap each other's heads off. It all goes down at the beautiful Fountain Blue Las Vegas. Here we go.
Alex Pereira.
This Amazon warrior has power that is just otherworldly. It's power unlike anyone else. What a killer.
Put a price on your life, then it's off with your head.
He is a different kind of beast.
But Magomed Ankalaev is the toughest test for Alex Pereira.
Ankalaev is dominant.
And he's gotten more dominant as his career has gone on. He has all the skills, and that makes him a very dangerous guy.
Arguably the most avoided fighter on this roster.
Alex, stop running for me.
Poatan does not strike me as the running type. Grace or violence. Justin Gaethje.
He is all action, destructive power, and that violent mentality.
Rafael Fiziev.
This guy is nasty.
Every time he's out there, he's trying to finish.
It's going to be insane.
Welcome to the UFC 313 press conference from the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, inside the Mandalay Bay at the Michelob Ultra Arena. We have a star-studded card in store for all fight fans around the world this Saturday inside the T-Mobile Arena. We start with a lightweight bout on the main card. Up first, a Chilean knockout artist who's won 5 of his last 6. In his last fight, he lit the Sphere on fire with a first-round KO of Manuel Torres at Noche UFC. Please welcome the up-and-coming contender, Ignacio Bahamondes. And his opponent, a 6'3" lightweight with all the tools to take out his opponent on the feet or on the ground. All 14 of his wins have come by either knockout or submission. Welcome to the stage, Jalin, the Tarantula, Turner. Next up, our co-main event in the lightweight division. A rematch 2 years in the making. Up first, one of the most dynamic strikers in the UFC. His combination of speed and force make him a nightmare for anyone in the division. Here is Rafael Fiziev. And standing across the octagon, a man widely known as the most violent on the UFC roster. He has earned performance bonuses in all 13 of his UFC fights. With 20 of his 25 career wins coming by knockout, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Justin, the Highlight Gaethje. And for our main event, with the light heavyweight championship up for grabs. Up to the stage first, a dominant contender who hasn't tasted defeat in over 6 years. He is unbeaten over his last 13 fights and now looks to complete his destiny of becoming a UFC champion. This is the challenger, Magomed Ankalaev. And the final man to make the walk, one of the most intimidating forces to ever step foot in the UFC. He defended his title 3 times in 2024 and finished all 3 opponents by knockout, propelling himself into superstardom. Now he looks to successfully defend his title for the 4th time in under a calendar year. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Alex Pereira.
What's going on, Las Vegas? Love the energy as UFC 313 Fight Week continues. Thank you all for being here for the press conference. Of course, it all goes down Saturday night inside T-Mobile Arena. It is UFC 313, Pereira versus Ankalaev. All right, who has the first question? John Morgan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We'll start with Alex, please. Alex, a lot of people are saying that Magomed is actually the toughest opponent that you face stylistically at light heavyweight. Do you believe he's the toughest opponent you faced at 205 pounds? Why or why not?
Alex, muita gente está falando que o Magomed Ankalaev é o oponente mais difícil que você vai enfrentar até o momento. Ele, dessa divisão especificamente. Você acha que ele é o oponente mais difícil que você vai enfrentar agora nos meio pesados?
Bom, como sempre me falando, as minhas entrevistas me fizeram muito essa pergunta, mas só no dia mesmo vai dar para saber, né? Eu estou bem confiante. Treinei muito para essa luta, muitas pessoas acham que eu estou treinando, pô, o cara é o melhor grappling, então, pô, agora ele começou a treinar. Não, desde o início, desde a minha primeira luta, eu sabia que todo mundo ia querer me colocar para baixo. Então, eu vim treinando desde o início.
I've been training a lot. First of all, I'm very, very prepared for this fight. I've been training a lot for this, and people have been saying that, hey, he's not a grappler, so because of the fact that Magomed is such a strong grappler, he's just started training for grappling right now. Well, I've been training for grappling since the beginning.
And Alex, 2.5 years ago, there were people that were saying you were rushed to a title shot simply because of your relationship with Adesanya. Now, you might be the biggest star in the sport, and people are saying you should go win a third championship belt. So what do you think of this insane ride that you're on, and did you see any of this happening the way it has?
Cara, todo mundo falou inicialmente que você conseguiu basicamente um caminho rápido, um adiantamento do teu caminho para ser campeão por conta da relação que você tinha com a Adesanya, aquela rivalidade. Agora você se transformou nos maiores estrelas desse esporte e todo mundo está falando, vai tentar ter um terceiro cinturão? Qual que é o plano?
Bom, meu plano mesmo é defender meu cinturão. Estou bem nessa categoria, estou bem focado. A gente está vendo que tem muitas possibilidades aí de outras lutas, peso pesado. Mas eu tô pronto para qualquer coisa. Isso não está no meu controle. Eu vou estar continuando treinando e vou fazer meu trabalho.
Listen, my plan is to defend my belt. I know there's been a lot of talk about me going up, maybe to heavyweight. There's so many plans. There's a lot of options. But listen, I'm focused and I'm prepared.
And as you said, simply can't look past Saturday night. But I'm just curious. You talk about all the options on the table. Now we're talking about boxing and everything. But do you believe you win this fight, there's anybody left for you to face at 205? Are there names you want in that division? Or do you have to look to heavyweight or another combat sport?
Eu sei que você falou muita coisa, inclusive lutar boxe. Mas eu sei que você está tentando não se adiantar, pensar lá para frente depois dessa luta. Mas vamos dizer, você ganha no sábado. Tem mais alguém para você enfrentar na divisão? Falta alguém? O que acontece?
Não, com certeza. Tem muita gente na categoria. Agora eu não sei quem que eles vão colocar. Né? Igual mesmo na época do Khalil, se eu não me engano, ele era o 8º do ranking. Né? Mas a gente entregou uma luta, uma super luta, uma grande luta. Né? Então tem muitos lutadores, não importa qual é a colocação do ranking. Eu acho que tem muitos ainda.
Listen, there are great fighters to fight still. I still believe that there's people to fight. Listen, think about Khalil Rountree. He was the 8th in the ranking, and look at the fight we delivered for you guys. So, listen, there's a lot of people out there that I can fight, and it doesn't matter their position in the ranking. They're tough, and I'll fight them.
O importante é estar lutando e dar o show para essa galera.
The important thing is to fight and to put on a show for all you guys. Shama.
And for Magomed, please. Magomed, a lot of the discussion coming into this seems to be about whether you're going to stand or whether you're going to look to grapple against Alex. At the end of the day, you're just trying to win a championship belt. But is there something special added to that if you can knock out Alex Pereira?
Я хочу сказать, по этому бою я вижу все против меня, как бы все говорят «Шама, Шама». Шамина время уже закончилось давно, мы это покажем в субботу ночью, вы это увидите. После этого боя вы меня полюбите, я это знаю. Посмотрим.
I'd like to say that I see that in this fight, everyone is against me. Everyone's saying, Shama, Shama, Shama. But guess what? Shama time is over. After this Saturday night, after the fight, you will all love me.
Magomed, what do you make of that crowd reaction? You always seem like a nice guy to me. What does it feel like to be booed up there?
Меня заряжает наоборот. Все против меня, я один. Будет очень жарко.
It motivates me, it charges me. Everyone's against me. I'm here by myself. It's going to be a really good fight.
Nice. And the last thing I have for you, Magomed, so close to winning the title in 2022. I know this is a different opponent, a different fight, but what's the biggest lesson you took out of that night to make sure you don't leave disappointed on Saturday?
Я не был обиженным ни на кого, ни на каких бойцов. Я могу только злиться на себя. Прошлый бой мы все видели, кто выиграл в том бою. Но получилось так, что сделали ничего. Ну, а теперь это второй шанс, второй бой. Тем более с чемпионом, который долгое время оберегала UFC. Этот чемпион, по идее, должен сказать спасибо Дана Уайту за то, что его оберегли столько времени. Так что мы ждем этого момента.
I wasn't upset about the last fight. I have nobody to blame. It's just myself. We saw the fight. The whole world saw the fight, but it happened the way it happened. Now it's a whole different ball game. It's a different fight. It's a different opponent. And you know what? Honestly, he should say thank you to Dana White for protecting him this whole time. Now it's going to be a whole different thing.
Question for Justin Gaethje, all the way in the back, right here. Obviously, you were originally supposed to fight Dan Hooker in a fight fans were very excited for. A person with your ranking, coming off a loss like you were, I don't think anyone would have blamed you to maybe hold out and rebook that fight, but you felt it was important to stay on this card and deliver for the fans. So I guess what are you expecting on Saturday, and how important was it for you to stay on this card?
Yeah, I mean, I know a bunch of people had already bought tickets, and, you know, anytime you put me and this guy on a card, which we have been quite a few times, it's a great night. And, yeah, I mean, I think this is as tough for sure, or tougher fight for me, tougher matchup than Dan Hooker was. I mean, Fiziev is 100%, you know, top of the game. You know, he had a little bit of a setback. You know, he lost to me and then blew his knee out. But, you know, all these guys are world-class athletes. They live the life, and yeah, I just love to be in there. You know, coming off a knockout like this, like I just did, you know, I just want to get back in there. I want to fight. I want to, you know, get back in the win column.
You know, one of the stories that you were saying is, you know, maybe the last couple of fights you were fighting a little more hesitant than you were. I think caught a lot of people off guard, considering, you know, some of those were fight of the years in the last two. What type of Justin Gaethje can fans expect on Saturday?
I mean, the same thing. I mean, when I'm talking about that, it's I'm more referencing my mindset, the mindset that I have when I go in there. You know, I fell into maybe if I don't get hit, you know, then I can last longer, blah blah blah. But you know, you have to be willing to take the risk. This is a very risky game, dangerous game, and that was my favorite part of the whole thing when I first started this thing like 13 years ago. You know how dangerous it is, and I kind of forgot that a little bit. And again, you know, getting knocked out like that, I'm excited. I'm going to be scared. You know, it's going to be intense, and I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
A question for Rafael, all the way in the back right here. You know, like Justin said, you know, you lost to Justin, and on your bounce back, you blew out your knee. You were all the way around the other side of the world when you got this call to take this fight on short notice. So what can fans expect from you on Saturday, considering you're fighting someone, he was in camp, he's not coming off an injury like you, so what are you expecting?
Oh, thank you. You know, do ooh for me, guys. I appreciate it. And for me, yesterday I have a birthday, and for me this is like birthday gift from Justin. Thank you, man. Yeah. And yes, I'm coming from across of the world, and for me the fight with a guy like Justin, this is second time. It's like a miracle, and our UFC 313 is like special number for us, for Muslims, and for me like a miracle. What when people like me and Justin go into the cage, it's always fireworks, always something interesting, something like blood everywhere. I hope this time not only my blood going everywhere.
Question for Ignacio. Ignacio in the back. Two of the tallest lightweights, two of the more exciting lightweights. The last time for you was such a special night at the Sphere. What can fans expect when you get out there on Saturday?
What they always expect from La Jaula, a knockout. I'm coming for his head. He knows he's a great opponent. It's going to be a great fight. He's very dangerous, but I think I'm more dangerous than him.
Jalin has fought so many big names. Where do you feel a victory over him puts you in the lightweight division?
It's going to put me where I need to be, in the top 15, and where I belong. So this is the perfect fight. This is a fight I wanted, and it's going to be a great night for Chile, Latin America, and all the people who love knockouts and striker.
Jalin, for yourself, you've had so many great nights at the T-Mobile. It's always exciting. What can fans expect from you as you get out there on Saturday?
They can expect fireworks. I always bring the fight. Every time my name is on the card, they know I'm going to bring the fight. We got the most exciting lightweights in the division fighting on this card, and we're nothing short of that. So they know. You can look at the track record. They know it's going to be exciting. So let's do it.
Alex Pereira. Você mencionou, já falou muito sobre talvez lutar boxe, talvez lutar nos pesados. A minha pergunta é, me parece que hoje é indiscutível que você é a maior estrela do UFC. Você acha que esse status de superstar pode te dar mais poder de barganha nos bastidores para alcançar esses objetivos?
Alex, you've talked about, people have talked about going down a division, they've gone up to heavyweight, talked about being boxing. It's unquestionable, you are one of the greatest stars, and possibly the greatest star in this sport right now. Does that give you more bargain power for you to get something and negotiate something for you?
Bom, acho que sim. Todo o trabalho que eu venho fazendo, tá todo mundo contente, a organização tá contente. Eles mostram isso pra gente e, claro, diretamente também fala pra gente. A gente vê também a reação do público, aonde eu vou. Todo mundo tá querendo me ver, tá querendo ver eu lutar. Então, com certeza, isso facilita pra mim.
Yes, that makes it so much easier. Listen, the organization shows it. They've said it to me directly. They like what I'm doing. They like the fights that I'm putting in. And listen, the reaction of the public and the crowd, no matter where I go, everybody wants to see us. Everybody loves us. Listen, I think it does help me. Bargain.
Alex, tem uma história sua. Você sempre foi muito aberto para falar sobre isso, sobre sua história com álcool no passado, no Brasil. E é uma história muito famosa no Brasil. Minha pergunta é, quando o Ankalaev citou esse tema no Twitter, te incomodou mais do que outros temas? É um tema mais delicado do que o normal?
And Alex, you've been really open about your past with alcohol in Brazil. People, it's well known and well documented. You've been open-hearted about this. When Ankalaev mentioned that on Twitter, did it hit you really hard? Do you think that's or maybe a more delicate, more sensitive subject than others?
Bom, só desculpa, não tô sendo grosso, mas eu não quero mais falar nisso, né? Tô muito bem focado na minha luta. Eu acho que a gente falou o que já tinha que falar, foi algumas provocações, mas agora eu tô esperando o melhor momento, sábado. Chama.
Listen, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I've said what I needed to say. I think it was just like some back and forth and some stuff that we exchanged, but I'm only focused on Saturday. Let's go, Shama.
Ma'am, go ahead. Ma'am, go ahead.
Question for Alex. Magomed Ankalaev is slightly different than other opponents you faced off against recently because of his high level of wrestling ability. How do you plan to address this on Saturday night?
Cara, o Ankalaev é um oponente diferente daquilo que você tem enfrentado e que é enfrentado ao longo da carreira aqui no UFC por conta da habilidade dele com luta. Como é que você pretende contra-atacar isso ou enfrentar esse tipo de estilo?
Bom, todos eram diferentes, né, desde o início, né, não só no MMA, mas no kickbox, então eu vim superando todos. E, cara, é sábado, não dá para falar muita coisa aqui, tenho meus planos, minha estratégia, sei tudo que eu vou fazer, mas também é óbvio, depende qual é o comportamento dele dentro do octógono, para mim estar colocando meu jogo em prática.
Listen, he's different. Everyone has been different. Since kickboxing, the UFC, everybody's been different than what I faced, and I've always been beating them down. Listen, I can't talk too much. Let's leave it for Saturday. I got my plans, I got my strategies, but believe me, we're going to get this done.
And a question for Rafael. Rafael, last time you came out on the losing side of an absolute classic with Justin Gaethje. What adjustments have you made to secure the victory this time around?
Yeah. Last time I'm smashed my face for his hand. I just go forward and like every time he make jab like that, and I do like every time like on the rock and roll. So this time I plan to change it. I have to follow my game plan, do everything. They put some ice to my head. Yeah, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. When I hear some energy, what we see now, it's hard to stay cold and not going forward and not make some crazy stuff. But I have to. This time I have to.
Mike, go ahead. You good? You good? Yeah, Mike, go ahead, please.
For Alex. Alex, if you win this fight, you will be the second fastest fighter to 4 title defenses at 330 days. What has been the difficulties and maybe the benefits of keeping up this schedule?
Alex, se você ganhar essa luta, você vai ser o lutador mais rápido a chegar a 4 defesas de título 330 dias. O que significa isso para você e como é que tem sido essa jornada?
Bom, para mim tem uma grande importância. Eu sempre, já falei algumas vezes, de quando eu cheguei no UFC, muitas pessoas não deram crédito, muitos especialistas deram muito palpite, falando que eu não ia chegar a lugar nenhum. Então vocês viram o que eu fiz, a minha dedicação, o meu esforço, para chegar onde eu cheguei, tendo muitos reconhecimentos. Então acho que isso é uma lição, para as pessoas, que tentam desmotivar as pessoas. Então eu estou aqui para provar para todos. Quando alguma pessoa chegar e falar para você que você não vai conseguir, não acredite. Eu estou aqui para mostrar isso.
Listen, this means a lot to me, and contrary to a lot of naysayers and a lot of so-called experts that said I wasn't going to be done, look at the amount of work I put in, look at what they've been able to deliver, and I've been able to do it. This is, and I'm here as living proof of that. This goes as a message to every single person that just goes trying to take your motivation away. Naysayers, they're trying to put you down. Don't believe him, keep doing, believe in yourself, and we're going to get done.
And speaking of motivation, Alex, yesterday Dana White said with the right type of win on Saturday, you could be #1 pound for pound. What do you think he's looking for you to do in the cage to make that happen?
E dependendo da luta do sábado, Dana White falou que talvez você, dependendo da maneira como você ganhar, você seja o #1 peso por peso. Ou seja, o que precisa no sábado para mostrar isso, para ser o #1 de todos?
Bom, vou lutar sem pensar em recordes, sem pensar em status. Eu vou ali, vou lutar como se fosse a minha estreia no UFC.
Listen, I'm going to fight on Saturday without thinking about the records, without thinking about status or anything else. I'm going to fight like it's my debut in the UFC.
And for Magomed, a lot made of Alex's success here, but if you are able to defeat him, is this a scenario where you think an immediate rematch would be warranted, or is there someone else you're more interested in fighting next?
Мы пока не думаем вперед, мы нацелены только на бой. Это большой бой для меня. Поэтому после боя уже мы можем подумать, кому дать реванш, с кем биться, кого вызвать. Это будем решать мы потом.
For now, we're not concentrating on what's going to happen afterwards. Right now, we got a fight in front of us. Let's go out there, let's win, and then afterwards we'll think about who's going to get the rematch or what.
And just lastly for Justin Gaethje, Justin, on Embedded, when you were signing the posters, you said you only have room for 2 more in your house. Does that mean we are close to retirement, or do you just need to buy a bigger house?
I think that's, time for a new house. I've been in, this is probably my 10th poster that I've made it on. Man, it's pretty spectacular for me.
Question for Alex. Alex, this is your 4th title defense in the space of a year. Everywhere around the world you travel, people chant Sharma. After a win this weekend, would this solidify you as the face of the UFC?
Cara, essa seria a tua 4ª defesa de título em 331 ano, basicamente menos de um ano. Todo lugar do mundo, para onde vai, é chama para tudo quanto é lado. Isso aí consolida você. Uma vitória no sábado como a maior estrela do esporte.
Não sei.
I don't know.
And one for Justin. Even though this is a rematch, how do you feel coming into this one as the underdog? And Rafael, how do you feel about coming in as the favorite, even though you're taking the fight on short notice?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 6-3 as an underdog. You know, it's a special place to be. You know, I'm only up here because I've been a petty dude. You know, for big parts of my life, I take shit personal, and that's it's just extra motivation. You know, I'm excited to get back in there. We've seen, you know, many people go through what I just went through, and some people come back, some people don't. We got 2 champions in the UFC that had similar circumstances, and you know, I look to them and that example to get back in there and get back on it.
And Rafael, how do you feel about being the favorite, even though you've taken this fight on short notice?
Oh, yeah. I'm shocked, honestly. Like I'm lost twice. I'm after injury. I'm long time no fight, and I'm still favorite. That's okay. I do my best.
I think it's because I went to sleep last fight.
What do you say?
Pretty sure it's because I went to sleep last fight.
Go ahead, sir.
This question is for the cage. Ignacio Bahamondes, hermano, qué bueno verte ahí, te lo recontra mereces, te lo ganaste. Venís 2 victorias espectaculares, la última con un estadio en contra de visitante. Ahora es todo lo contrario, tenés un continente que te respalda. ¿Sentís el apoyo de Latinoamérica desde la distancia?
After so many good wins, you've had great wins coming one after the other, and then the last time you were against a very, very heavy home crowd. Now it's different. You got an entire continent on your side. How are you feeling?
I'm gonna go Spanish first. Me siento muy bien, me siento listo. Toda mi gente latina me está apoyando. Siento su poder cada vez que estoy, cada vez que el UFC pone un comentario, se llena del poder latino, y eso es lo que yo traigo aquí a la mesa. El poder latino, saben que va a seguir al frente, nunca se va a rendir hasta llevar la victoria. And I'm gonna go in English now. So now they know. It's gonna great fight for me. It's a great experience for me, for Chile, for Latin America, for my whole country, and that's what I bring to the table: the Latin American power. A guy who is gonna go forward and is never gonna give up and is gonna end up the fight.
Sos el mejor artista marcial de la historia de tu país, pero si ganás este sábado te vas a meter en el ranking. Eso también es histórico, es muy importante para el MMA de Chile y para todos los chicos que sueñan con ser como La Jaula. Let's do it bilingual. You are the best fighter in the history of your country, but if you win this Saturday, you are going to be in the ranking. That's very important for the MMA of your country and the people that follow you.
Claro, es muy importante para mí, para mi familia, para mi equipo, y me llena de alegría poder llevar la alegría a los chilenos, a los latinoamericanos, darle una victoria más. Muchas veces en nuestros países no estamos acostumbrados a ganar, los latinos, los chilenos no estamos acostumbrados a ganar en el deporte, pero aquí vamos a ganar. Aquí tienen un representante, Ignacio La Jaula Bahamondes, que no los va a dejar mal.
The last one.
Let me go in English first.
Okay.
They know. It's going to be a great thing for me. It's going to be a great thing for my country, and I'm happy.
The UFC went to Chile in May 2018. Do you dream to bring the UFC back to your country? La UFC fue a Chile en el 2018. ¿Soñás con llevar la UFC otra vez a tu país?
Claro, es un sueño. Yo no peleo de local desde que tengo 18 años. Entonces sería bonito volviendo con el UFC a Chile. It will be an awesome experience. I haven't fought as a local since I'm 18 years old. So it will be nice going back to Chile and with the UFC. Why not?
Éxito, hermano. Chi.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello, everyone. My questions for Magomed. Магомед, вначале хочу сказать, что не все здесь против тебя болеют, очень много людей поддерживают и тебя, и Рафаэля. Просто стили поддержки разные бывают. Вот. Теперь сам вопрос. Магомед, случилась трагедия, от нас ушел Бувасар Сатиев. Скажи, пожалуйста, будет ли для тебя это дополнительной ответственностью, мотивацией, победа в этом бою, и посвятишь ли ты свою победу Бувасару?
First of all, Magomed, I'd like to say that not everyone is chanting against you. We got people here rooting for you and Rafael both. And second of all, we've lost a legend in Satiev. Will you be dedicating this fight and the victory, if you have it, to Satiev's memory?
Конечно, мне хочется сказать спасибо всем, кто за меня переживают, болеют, кто пришел. Конечно, воля Всевышнего Аллаха, Всевышний дает жизнь и забирает. Боясар, мы знаем, что это была легенда мирового спорта, вольной борьбы. И я думаю, мы сделаем, мы посетим ему эту победу и сделаем все то, что нужно, чтобы забрать этот пояс.
Thank you very much to all the fans, to all the people that come here to support and rooting for me. And of course, yes, Satiev was a legend, and everything is Allah's will. The Almighty gives the life, and the Almighty takes the life away. So if we get the victory, of course, we're going to dedicate it to him, and I promise you we'll do anything we can in our power on Saturday to take that victory.
Just one over here for Jalin. Jalin, you said that at the end of your last fight, maybe you didn't go for the finish because your conscience took over, given what happened with King Green. Why is it going to be different for you on Saturday night?
Oh man, it's gonna be different because it has to be. It's him or me, and I'm not letting it be me. So I gotta go do my job until the ref pulls me off. And you know, a lot of people tried to make me feel bad for not stopping against Bobby. You know, and I don't feel bad anymore. It's what I do. You're gonna be fine after. You get your medical attention, you're good. You know, that's it. I'm turning my beast mode on.
And just as a follow-up, do you feel like this is a desperate win for you?
No, not at all. You know, Ignacio's up and coming. He's hungry. I've been keeping my eye on him. He's exciting. Like, it's going to be a great battle. Like, there's nothing desperate about this at all. So I'm excited to go out there and perform.
Go ahead.
Вопрос Магомеду. У меня такой вопрос. Если ты в этом бою одержишь победу тотальным доминированием, и Алекс будет понимать, что у него в принципе против тебя шансов нету, как думаешь, он вернется обратно работать в шиномонтажку?
Question from Magomed. If you absolutely dominate Alex in this fight, if he understands that he's got no way out in this fight, do you think you'll send him back working in the tire shop?
Я думаю, мы это увидим. Мы все понимаем, у этих шамов нет никаких шансов. И мы это докажем в бою. А после этого боя, я не знаю, вернется он туда или будет, или останется в ММА. Ну, это решит ему. Но я собираюсь доминировать так, чтобы он подумал об уходе.
Yeah, we're planning on absolutely dominate him on Saturday. We're going to make sure that Shama has no chances on Saturday. And whether or not he stays in the sport or decides to go back to the tire shop, that's going to be up to him. He's going to be the one that has to make that decision.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello, first of all, guys, you can continue booing, because my question is for Ankalaev, and yes, it's in Russian. Magomed, салам алейкум, ты сказал, что в субботу вечером время Шамы закончится, и всем этим красивым людям придется учить новое слово вместо Шама. Какое предложишь?
You said that on Saturday it's going to be the end of Shama time. You're going to teach these people a brand new word that they're going to have to chant from then on. What word will you teach them to chant after Saturday?
Но мы понимаем, эти же люди будут говорить «No Shama, Ankalaev time».
The same people that are saying Shama now are going to be saying, no Shama, it's Ankalaev time.
All right, last question over here. Go ahead, young man.
Question for Jalin. You mentioned this week that the loss against Renato Moicano at UFC 300 was very heartbreaking for you. So how do you pick up from an event like that, and what do you do to pick up from something like that and ahead of another challenge like Ignacio Bahamondes?
I go out there and get this done and make it exciting and put on a show for the fans and rep the USA, baby. That's what I do. That's what I'm going to go do.
And I'll wrap things up with Alex. Your opponent, Magomed, he's fought for the title already against a former opponent of yours. Do you think he's evolved since then? And if so, what do you make of this current version of Ankalaev going into this weekend?
Como oponente lá, você sabe que ele é diferente de todos os oponentes que você teve até o momento. Como é que você vê essa reação que ele está tendo agora, a maneira que ele está reagindo? Ele está te tratando de uma maneira diferente.
Bom, é difícil responder um pouquinho essa pergunta, porque eu não acho ele um cara diferente dos outros. Agora, eu acho que eu sou diferente dos outros, né? Então, eu acho que essa diferença vai ser pior para ele.
Listen, hard to answer that question because I don't think he's different from anybody else that I faced. I can tell one thing. I am different than anybody else, and it's bad for him.
Chama!
All right, folks, good note upon which to end. Don't forget, we're right back here tomorrow for the ceremonial weigh-ins, also a UFC 314 press conference. But for now, we're going to clear the stage and stare these guys off. Thank you all for coming out. Stay close.
Desde o início, eu venho trabalhando duro. Eu sabia que eu podia fazer um bom trabalho, me tornar campeão. Mas tudo que vem acontecendo hoje, sinceramente, eu não imaginava.
It is Poaton's world. No one has risen to the top so quickly. He is the most dangerous.